It's a Me Too moment that resonates throughout the world of sport.
I just find you that one.
The staggering sentence mattered less than the statement it made.
Wow.
You're strong.
What have you done?
Dr. Larry Nassar was already handed a 60-year prison term for related child pornography last month that will keep the 54-year-old away from children for life.
Perhaps you have figured it out by now, but little girls don't stay little forever. They grow into strong women that return to destroy your world.
He pleaded guilty to molesting 7 girls in USA Gymnastics and Michigan State University through intimate treatments that he told them had therapeutic value.
An acceptable apology to all of you is impossible to write and convey. I will carry your words with me for the rest of my days.
He was accused by more than 150 women.
And how dare you say sorry about everything you've done and all the lives you've destroyed. We all see right through your bullshit now. You're a pathetic monster that is only sorry you got caught.
The accusers included gold medalists Simone Biles, Allie Reisman, Gabby Douglas, and Michaela Maroney, whose statement was read by a prosecutor.
Dr. Nassar was not a doctor. He, in fact, was and forever shall be a child molester, a monster of a human being. End of story. He abused my trust, he abused my body, and he left scars on my psyche that may never go away.
The victim's anger went beyond Nassar.
This monster was also the architect of policies and procedures that are supposed to protect athletes from sexual abuse for both USA Gymnastics and the USOC. Abusers, your time is up. The survivors are here, standing tall, and we are not going anywhere.
On Monday, 3 leaders of USA Gymnastics, the national governing body for the Olympic sport, resigned under pressure. Among Nassar's latest accuser is Biles, one of the most decorated gymnasts in Olympic history. On Twitter, she said she dreaded returning to the training center where she was abused. This week, USA Olympics announced it will close the Texas center that haunts her. Whether the organization can regain the trust of dozens of women who say it failed to protect them remains an open question.
That's all for the record. All right.
Well, for more, John Hendren joins us live from Chicago. So, John, can you tell us more about how events unfolded in court?
Well, Lauren, before sentencing, Larry Nassar turned around to the dozens of victims in the courtroom and he apologized. And he said, "Your words I will carry with me for the rest of my life." Then the judge in that case ensured that the rest of those days would be spent behind bars by sentencing him to a range of 40 to 175 years in prison. That is in addition to a 60-year prison sentence he's already serving for child pornography. This was a case, an unusual case, the largest sex abuse case in the history of sports, and it was a very unusual court proceeding. Now, he had pleaded guilty to 7 cases, but that plea agreement allowed other women to come out and speak, and they did by the dozens. Originally, the judge was expecting 80-some women to speak and had set aside 4 days for that. By day 4, Nassar was complaining in a letter to the judge that it was too traumatic for his mental health. Well, that went on for 7 days. The judge said, talk about that with a psychiatrist. These women need to be able to air their grievances. And in the end, 156 women came forward, the last one today. And the judge told each of them that they were heroes and gave them a kind of therapeutic talk. She said the whole purpose behind this, knowing that he was going to spend his life in prison no matter what happened, the whole purpose was to allow these women to air their grievances, and they did.
And bearing in mind that extent of the abuse, the sheer extent of it, why did it take so long for him to be brought to justice?
Chelsea, tell me what's wrong.
Well, that's a question that is going to be asked in a number of courtrooms now. Nassar is accused of having molested women as young as 6 years of age over the course of decades. And there had been cases that had been brought up and dismissed to USA Gymnastics. Finally, in 2015, USA Gymnastics decided that they had enough information that they would go to the FBI and fire Nassar. But what they didn't do was tell Michigan State University, which also was hiring. So Michigan State University in 2016 decided it had enough information to charge him with child molestation in this case. And here we are in 2018 when he has finally been convicted in those cases. There are also a number of civil cases that are going to go forward. But meanwhile, USA Gymnastics had its CEO resign 10 months ago, 3 top officials resigned just on Monday, and now the National Collegiate Athletic Association is looking into Michigan State University. There is pressure on the president there to resign. She says she will not do so, but you can bet there will be more pressure on that, and there will be many, many civil suits on this.
John Hendren, thank you very much indeed.